And you're completely safe to do that. So I came up with a sixth dimension.
Robert Edward, I'm not alone in the program.
I'm Bernard Manza.
And today, as usual, we take you through our perusal of the Nation and the Daily Times. We'll go straight to the stories making headlines on the Nation newspaper. The first story is twist turns in Makra Machoy saga. In a swift turn of events, Malawi Communication Regulatory Authority Makra yesterday approved the new digital satellite television premiums only for MadChoice to snap the decision, saying it will resume services depending on the court determination. Before dust had settled on the confusion created for consumers who the regulator said would access the service from last week, MadChoice obtained a court order stopping Makra from taking any action against the company. The order restricts Makra from making any enforcement measures on MadChoice Malawi for voluntarily revoking its SMS license by virtue of its decision to suspend the collection of DSTV subscription on behalf of MadChoice Africa Holdings.
The menu. All right. On the front page of the Daily Times, DCs, CEOs to have police bodyguards as officer and firearm cost 40,000 daily and extend more to mayors. That's according to MAGA requesting there. The government has disclosed that it plans to introduce security mechanisms for district commissioners, DCs, and municipality council and city chief executive officers, CEOs, who have councils rather. Who will end up having police bodyguards as part of their security detail. Local government minister Richard Chimunubanda made the revelation in Zuzu City, where a quarterly coordination meeting for councils in the northern region and some from the central region took place. Chimunubanda said DCs and CEOs are overseers of the development at district level, hence the need to provide them with a police officer for security.
Wow. I believe Angoyankura Ajimendo Baja. I think I'm a Gomedwa when it comes to these issues. Yesterday I was at a certain event where he was as well. He also was speaking things you wouldn't really understand why he could go that beyond and that overboard. My CEOs, I'm a cities, and my DC. I don't know if there has been any reported threats to their lives that they need a bodyguard. It's something that I think I believe Angoyankura, in all fairness, I think Angoyankura maybe as a person you might have as many mafuna, but I don't think that can be in the interest of the country.
Of course, it cannot be in the interest of the country, but what he is saying is that they are overseers of development, so they really need to be accorded that full security that wherever they are, they have to be protected.
So what about my VAC then? Because if we talk about the development and the overseers and all that, we have people in my ministries. We have my BS yet. You know, today, but the BS will still be there. And these are the people. I mean, I'm a so if this will happen to these people, if Mabies will say, first of all, we need security, everybody will say.
Now look at the costs. The costs at the moment, the hiring cost for one police officer is 20,000 kwacha, with the hiring cost for a firearm at 20,000 kwacha, translating to 40,000 per day or night. So, ironically, this is happening at a time local councils have gone for 3 months without getting allocations from the government. And still more, according to the minister, there is another statement that he said the councils will be responsible for their logistics. These security officers will be the councils that will be responsible.
That's why I said I think Angoyankula, because if you look at,
and it's still more yet the councils are not being funded fully.
Yeah, so that's why I do the Angoyankula.
Where would they be getting the resources?
I think, but it's not fair for the country because makanga amalaye mugwa seweresa ubongwe mufuna mwaese just want to kwa doja mungu kufuna doja tatabanga it's there are a lot of things that are involved logistically antu aja inasamuke ngara police ina kaura makala kuti and it's not just about this cost that we are looking at. There will be a lot of things taking place. So I believe Angoyankula. I just want to believe Angoyankula. Yeah, I don't think he really meant it because
no,
any serious minister, any serious minister holding the ministerial position that he holds regarding this matter, I don't think he can be able to speak that, and that being serious, I don't think so. With the status of the economy and what they need to fix first, don't 3 months. Sana basile ndalama ndetu kubasana ujeni so it's so ironic.
Pali bunge limene limanganira za local government ati local government association limene labagira nditu fundo imene ifuna kuti maiko ena anayamba kale kupanga implement ndondomeko ngati imene
maiko ena. If you look at and if you look at us we have, do you know that we have a lot of things in this country what we need to fight. Timagambira nandi ina agimena market mati. No wonder we see a lot of Western countries fighting for the rights of so many things. They can fight for the rights of trees, they can fight for the rights of dogs, they can fight for the rights of chickens. Yeah,
even Maboswe.
They can fight for rights of those people. You know why? Their lives as people, as a country, so they are okay. They can, but when we fight for so there are other things that as a country we cannot even touch them because we need tikazafika pena zinazo chabwino ya izizi zimenane nawaza amagawo kandaji mwendo. Yes, but not now. I think in the next years, tikazaka zoti ngati dziko tatukuka tilipera pake tikozoma ng'anano zimenezi. All my MP mwina as an right person to security and all that. So but not now as a country. I don't think, as I said, I don't think Rajimendo he meant it, because if he meant it, then it's very unfortunate for a person like him to suggest that. Did you mean it? Kamera mwanangu wangu la pamwena ataizina akazo ri mwina muntu anangu wankula kuti akungu lankula basi wakomedwa ataizina anthu andali ukamwa wakati watseguka uko ama lankula, you know they are blessed with
right. Before you take another one, Chagura, to pick 35 people to Unga, President Lazarus Chagura is expected to pick 35 people to this year's Nations General Assembly, Unga, which is taking place at New York City. Government spokesperson and Information Minister Moses Kunkuyu disclosed this in Times Radio's Clinch program yesterday. He described the delegation as lean, saying it has been trimmed from an initial bloated figure which he did not disclose. The list has been trimmed by 80%. The initial figure was huge, but it has been trimmed to the extent that myself and my team in my ministry are not going from around 12 MDs, ministries, departments, agencies that had been invited to only 3, representing 80% being taken out of the list. That's according to Kunkuyu.
Okay, that's okay. TV 35 tajita trim to 80%. Ena wanalipo angati? sirikuza kuti
koma 80%. Then inoye ngobanga ni masamba. Kuri 35
Akutira about
80%.
Akutira about 80%.
Yatrimidwa.
About
Which means the 20 mene yatsara.
Yeah. Akuru.
35 is representing 20% ya whole delegation imene kuti
anthu amalawi siyana yayi. Amalawi siyana. Do you know that anthu amene ndizika zathu natwazeri kwambiri? Okay, and sometimes when you're trying to play around with books and figures, I think one needed to understand it's not just about saying those things, because and so they have their way of checking. I'm telling you, in the first place, I think we distort the backlash as people. I'm not distorting the backlash, because you know it's not wrong for a country like Malawi to go to United Nations General Assembly. I think in all fairness, too much distorting as if it's bad. It's not bad. We are supposed to go as a country. The president is supposed to go. I know I'm a delegation indeed too. And the idea is
okay. Just wait. There is that point that he emphasized.
Yes,
the minister saying the president and the first lady cannot travel without aid to come. The ADC. They cannot travel without security, secretariat, and other important officials whom we can't mention here. So from the 35, you should understand that there are about 15 to 17 people who will be around the president and the first lady. Only the two people being surrounded by about, yes, so it means about half of the delegation.
On the first lady, I cannot comment because we didn't elect her. Sidam Sanke, Menaja is none of our business. But on the president, the chifanye mena ntoma yankulira, so they
vote.
Yeah, anampasa vote komanso. Mena nkampasa vote mu, anamukubira kuti munthu uyu ali ndi nzeru zokwanira, is strong enough to make sure kuti can be able to stand, okay? So why should anyway, kuma point ija ndimana kuyambirira ija Brenad yokuti kupita anthu kumapita ukoko palibe vuto. Ine warona zotapukapula anthu 70
or 100.
I don't have any problems because we just have to go, okay, as a country, and we need to go as a delegation. But chimavuta chimene amala amafusira nkhani chakuti when you have gone kumene kuchako, what is it that you bring that is for the benefit of this country?
Last time, if you recall, we were told that government has signed the Millennium Compact,
yes.
about a lot of millions.
Yes.
Maybe you have heard anything about that so far?
Okay. Now about the compact. So this matter already failed. In their plans, and they are maigo. Zikola kuti. If so can you tell us how clean you are? You understand? For us to give you this money. So it shouldn't be taken as if you could crack deal. It shouldn't be taken like that. There are other things that my guys are Minister of Health. I'm talking about my proposal. Vaccine, doctors, those are the things. Yeah, as much as matter which you my capital hill what if it can Ramazago is Italian and I'm proposal and they will go and crack Yeah, we apologize for that technical hitch. Welcome back. We are going to go straight to the business part of the papers. We can start with the Daily Times.
Daily Times, there is another story which says make or break. Malawi's ECA test starts today. The fiscal and monetary authorities have a torrid week starting today to convince the International Monetary Fund (IMF) mission team that the country is ready for the Extended Credit Facility (ECF) program. The in-person IMF mission comes barely a week after the fund's second in command, Gita Gopinath, visited the country. The visiting mission's biggest task is to assess the country's performance under the staff monitoring program, with executive board involvement that was approved in November 2022. Usagasaga makobidi.
Let's
Okay.
Ndamva anthu ena ake dzulo pena pake anthu amene they are overzealous, anthu amene they are haditi pini kuti malamulo amalola mwina anthu ena ake akadagazana anthu amene we should de-citizen them as a charisma citizen of Malawi. I have heard them in their discussion trying to suggest kuti kuna ICF asatipatse boma likaule asatipatse ndalama boma likaule. And I was like, okay, boma likaule muzikaula ndinuto anthu amene akaule ndi abale anu agogo anu kumudzi inu muli kutauni kuno mumapanga tika business magwira ntchito, you'll be getting something. Come on, if this money don't come zitivuta. I think this is the time that anthu andale azimani zotsutsa. This is not the time to play for the downfall of your colleagues who are in power now. This is the time to pray kuti chinthu chochitika nawo zinapazo zikabwera. And this is what I wanted to say. Let's try as much as possible as a country. We not yes amina kuzozoti neka ndi opposition kan koma ndinokhudzidwa nekhani and I can make a stake, I can make a contribution. This is the time. Let's do that. Tikapanga zimene zozo. Ndama zono zikabwera, then we can stand and speak to say akwa ndama zizabwera. Let's make sure ndama zibire mwakuti. Koma sani
mpaka a minute. The fear of the opposition people that you are talking about is that even if the money comes, it will not help that poor person in the local communities that you are talking about.
Okay.
Who will benefit are the very same people who are already rich.
They were not. They were in the first place. In fact, they were not. They are not even better. You. Okay. You also, when they were in power, they were doing the same things. Okay. So what we are saying is, it's bleeding economically. If you meet big business people in Malawi, they will tell you that, I was trying to buy preparing for the growing season and all that. There are a lot of things that are that are failing to move. Panova, and these things are Malawi mwina sakumfitsitsa. Zikuma mukudza so munthu ori mwina azandale zo samaziwa sizimankuza and all that amangukhala a normal life. Those things zikumpanga so yani impact. So we cannot say na chifukwa drama zo it's your duty now as a person to say ndramazo zikabwera, let's make sure kuti zigire ntchito moyenderera komosa zibroka kuti ndramazo zisabwere ya. That's bad.
Koma ngazingateke kuti athandizire angamve.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be listening. It's a listening government. Property owners to share cost of address system. Makra says to only bear cost of rural residents. Malawi Communication Regulatory Authority says property owners in the country, urban areas, will have to bear the cost of post code numbers and the signal post in the $25 million, about 27 billion National Address System project, a project which was rolled out in December 2016 in Luntha on the pilot phase, among others, include 6 components of a national postal code system addressing standards address and the postal code database, geographic information system, support for the addressing database, and public awareness. This I personally feel it's good. It's necessary. Kumana you know what this is a carbon you know somebody said that, do you know that there are some other things I was applying for some things Zaguja also some that is also that and then you find the house number so I don't know
house number 3.
This is yet so this is the time that they need to make sure so Mark, I feel on my side I would support that move. It's great because this is
Alright, I think we can move on to the international news.
Yes.
Just to check what is going around. Tanzania opposition leader arrested and released. One of Tanzania's main opposition leaders and former presidential candidate, Tundu Lissu, has been released on bail hours after he was arrested by police for allegedly holding an illegal gathering. Lissu, vice chairman of Tanzania's largest opposition party, Chadema, was arrested from a hotel along with other party leaders in northern Tanzania's Arusha region on Sunday and released later that evening. Lissu's party wrote on social media platform X. Lissu has been holding political rallies across the country since returning from exile in January, criticizing President Samia Suluhu Hassan's administration for its human rights record and its handling of controversial ports management area.
Well, in the nation, Morocco quake, death toll near 2,500. The death toll from Morocco's devastating earthquake hovered around 2,500 after that country's interior ministry confirmed that 2,497 people have been killed. France 24 reported, updating a previous toll of 2,122 deaths and 2,400 wounded yesterday. The minister said 2,476 people have been injured by the 6.8 magnitude earthquake.
I think just to share some headlines in as far as arts is concerned, in the Daily Times, Mlangeni admitted to Kamuzu Central Hospital after accident that took place in Baraka on his way to Lilongwe from Luntha. Lulu Dremo star in Uganda and South Africa, respectively, while Tonde Wadla actress to be laid to rest on Sunday. That's the actress Jen Lemba, who was featuring in Tonde Wadula series on NBC TV. She died on Sunday. May her soul rest in peace. And
in sports of the nation, we have I think this is quite unusual of the back pages. It's not football. I think it's about boxing. Chilemba suffers injury setback. Insists he will fight. He will be fit rather for world title home fight. South Africa based Mayan boxer as a golden boy Chilemba has suffered an injury setback in the countdown to his world title dream home fight against Nigerian Matthew Wiseman Obina. Wow.
All right. Want some more? Clubs demand subversion for competitions. So many clubs have asked for additional subversions to fulfill fixtures for some competitions. The clubs made a proposal at a meeting with Super League of Malawi Sulom Executive Committee members at Sandberg Lilongwe Hotel on Saturday. According to Sulom President Fleetwood Haya, the clubs complained about the number of competitions incorporated in this year's domestic football calendar. Friendly The teams budgeted for few engagements, excluding the Castel Challenge Cup. The teams feel that they will be stretched if they will not get any additional subvention for them to fulfill their fixtures.
And with that story, we've come to the end of our press review. You have been with me, Robert Edward, and I was not alone.
I was also part of the edition today.
Yes.
And my name is Brennan Manza.
Do yourself a justice, get yourself a copy of either The Nation or Daily Times. Are both going at 1,200. What we say, what we always emphasize in this program is we just take you through some of the stories, especially those making headlines, but we urge you to go and buy and see what's happening in our country. Until next time, bye-bye.